bit of liberty that is given Slamboree the best act in Britain. One more time for me, everybody with the Slamboree. To the one more time for me, everybody with the Slamboree. Make some noise for the greatest act in the UK. And the Slamboree.
We're in this together, let's make something really awesome happen.
It's got to look darker. It's not for the faint-hearted, really.
Alright people, how you doing? You okay?
The world is really like a living symphony. Every sound and every texture carries its own meaning.
Fewer people kind of stop you when you're taking a body-shaped bag out into the woods.
It's been a labour of love, but at the same time, the pressure is so enormous. It's like a big carnival between the audience and the band.
Our success is down to the fact that we are this crazy bunch of people and the audience feel completely crazy and with us too when they watch us. Like, it's quite an amazing thing.
This time, they are playing with at best the destruction of life as we know it, and at worst, total annihilation.
Slamboree is the main full shebang, all fire breathing, all pom-poms raring. Wait, we don't have pom-poms.
It's getting really exciting. It's becoming its own entity now. So we're getting really inspired while hopefully, you know, spreading some of that inspiration with other people.
Live dance music with circus performance and theatre surrounding it, and that, just as a concept, is pretty damn unique.
The music has changed so much, especially if I look back to where we started. You know, we used to feel a little bit like a Balkan gypsy collective.
Fuck off.
But now I feel like the music it's more mature. Like, I feel like the music has developed as we have performers, musicians. It's darker.
I write a lot of darker stuff. I've been through stuff. Got to kind of grow up and things change, and you know the elements of House of Slamboree are still there, but I think it's matured a lot.
Yeah, in the old days when we first started, it was vaguely organised chaos where essentially, when I started it, I just wanted to get loads of my friends into a festival. Any sort of creative friends or who had like a bit of a skill to show, I'd get them tickets to the festival, and then they could do like the 5 minutes of whatever the fuck and just like have a bit of a laugh with us on stage. I think one of our crew lists was about 50 people once. It starts getting a bit crazy. Essentially, it is a festival.
Mike had asked me to go on stage with this weird band collective he'd formed, and I was like, well, I don't know what to do. And I was literally wearing a moustache and a merkin and nipple tassels. I went on stage and just jiggled about.
Well, the first time I got on stage was at Beat Herder. I was there with my old band, Lost Rights. I got a text saying, do you want to come and get on the main stage? And I was like, yep. Then I was like, I don't know any of your tunes either. Like, I know of you, but I don't know any of your tunes. Worked out all right, and I'm still here, so.
I am Big Leg, and I'm a tromboneer, wrist. I first saw the notification on the back of a cereal packet, own brand, shredded wheat packets, and you can collect coupons. So over the next few months, I increased my roughage intake. It was a shitstorm, I must say. It was an absolute shitstorm. But finally, I gathered the coupons. I took them into the post office and I got my certificate. And so that's how it all began.
So when I joined, it was, let's do whatever we want on stage, which at the time did work well because it was fun, it was unpredictable, it was silly, but it's definitely a far cry from where we are now. Now we are like a perfected machine, whereas in the past we were sloppy maybe on stage. It had a vibe of like, now let's just juggle, let's just spin poi. At the time it was right for Slamboree because it was a more improvised, fun project. We never knew what was happening next.
Stage pylon, come on, everybody!
The chaos was what was needed, and it became quite difficult to keep order, really. I wanted it to be a big collective at first, and it soon got very difficult to manage that. So I had to kind of rein it in a bit.
Slamboree has gone through so many people, so many really good people, really close friends, and it's sad to see them go. I think you learn something from every person that comes and goes through the project, with all the frustration that's carried with it.
The most difficult part about being in Slamboree is being in Slamboree. It's challenging, to say the least. There's so many people with so many ideas and so much going on, all giving a lot of their time because of the passion. It's then very difficult to get everybody together. That's probably the biggest challenge.
Yeah, I think at the time I did like it. I liked to be surprised, and I liked the crowd to see my reaction as well.
I like getting amongst it, because to be fair, I have no idea what half of the stuff that the circus lot do until the night. So
now we're kind of trying to grow up a little bit and making things a big production that's a bit more adult, a bit more precise. Thinking about it now, it's so much more streamlined. Like, crikey. And you'd have like the back room just like full to the brim of people. Now at least we know who's meant to be back there. I think the three of us together as the Slamboree HQ, as like me, Lizzie and Mike, we egg each other on to be as creative as possible with it. And the way Slamboree's forming now, the music and the stage performance and everything, if you did take out one of those things, it's like that triangle thing, you know, if you take out one element, it kind of fucks up. So, don't.
So working with Lizzie West has been a big change, because it's changed us from being just a festival band to essentially creating live music videos. If she's feeling a new idea that I send her when I start like drafting a new piece of music, and she sends it back with like, right, we can make this work theatrically, and then Kathy comes into it and goes, whoa, what about this? And then starts taking shape quite quickly. So we've got a really good dynamic between us. And I think the fact that Charlie's such a good intuitive drummer, it's really taken shape now. So we've got a very tight crew now, it's cool.
We're all such good friends. We all love what we do, so we put up with late nights, long hours and hours spent travelling. We put up with it because we have such a fucking fun time.
1, 2, 3.
Hello from Slamboree Tour. We are stuck in the mud in Scotland, and our flight is in a few hours.
Sticky trigger.
Yeah, we're all friends, and we would choose to hang out with each other, I think, as it's not just like, oh, you've been put in this band, you know, they're all amazing people.
I want to stay forever. Closer each day. Home and away.
Oh, man, see, that was the 4-inch Forever Young.
Treasure.
Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage.
Nice one, Kinder.
That was a surprise.
Because we're all such good friends, like, this project isn't gonna fade or fizzle, because that's what holds it together, as cheesy as that sounds.
It's really good. I don't think there's anything better than working with your friends.
I think a good moment was when we were upstairs on the tour bus. We started singing Mambo No. 5, and Joe just perfectly sang in Slambo No. 5.
A little bit of Karen on my side, a little bit of Charlie around me, a little bit of Frank is what I see.
We've got this move where we flick the infinite chin, we call it. We go like this, like, fuck off. And she did it to me, leaning out of the van.
Okay. She chinned herself out of the vehicle. I'm so sorry. God.
Swift karmic justice, I think. I owe a lot to my friends and family for the last few years of our success, really.
Hi, this is Michael Freer. I'm at Audio Soup in Scotland.
Yeah!
Hooray! This is my father.
Hello!
This is my mother.
Hello!
The crowd out there are absolutely amazing, and we are going to have it tonight. Yes, we are.
I think I've learned a lot from our crew and from the guidance of friends, and with people have helped me grow as a person and become a lot more organised, which I think hopefully comes across a lot more now. So I've got my shit together a lot more now, which is good.
How do you feel during your show?
It's the best. It's therapy. It's my life. It's my love. It's everything. You get a higher feeling than ever being on stage, and then you come crashing back down to reality hard. And I think that's why, mental health issues are quite a big issue within this industry.
I've suffered a lot of depression in my lifetime, and being on stage is the best cure for that, I can imagine, because when you're on stage, especially with Slamboree, the audience gives you love. You get such a lovely, warm vibe off the audience that it literally feels euphoric being on stage. It's literally the happiest I ever am is when I'm on stage. The bit when we fall down at the end in the show and we're lying on the floor, I always try and remember that moment and save it for times when I feel sad in my life, because that moment's a really special, warm feeling.
Playing the song, the Boomtown song, a year after we'd written it, so people had now heard it and they knew all the words. To play that at Boomtown.
2013.
Boomtown.
Boomtown, every time.
I definitely didn't know how big we were until we got to there.
Yeah, and just saw the crowd. It was
They're Boomtown through and through, and we worked with Mike to create a kind of anthem for the festival, Big Bad of Boomtown, and played it before, and then when they played that on stage, it just totally went off. Absolutely incredible.
After the Boomtown track had come out and we played at Town Centre.
And play the official song about the festival that we'd written for them was pretty epic. Was just, we were all getting all teary-eyed about it at the time.
It's rocking like a Boomtown. What's it doing?
And then that night, we could hear people singing it on the campsites and things like that, which was just like, yeah, that was really, really special for me.
Man, you're gonna make me cry. I'm guessing you know what's coming. So you've got to give it extra fucking hard. Because we've waited a year to play this song out. So it's all about every single fucking one of you. It's rocking like a Boomtown. This sound. It's rocking like a Boomtown. From the front to the back. This sound. It's rocking like a Boomtown. This sound. It's rocking like a Boomtown.
Lizzie thinks about how we can destroy the fourth wall and make the audience like the biggest asset to the whole thing. It's a two-way process.
I think that's why it's such a fun thing to be a part of. And I think when we do a show, it's like the audience becomes kind of like part of Slamboree as well. And so whether you're on stage or whether you're in the crowd, you're just part of this thing that's happening.
We find that energy very important because, like, you get pure, passionate people who then join your band. I think you get a very authentic and passionate performance from people, and that's been a really cool part. So we have, in a lot of ways, kept a very open door policy to performers joining us and things like that.
We've got a production company called Farelight Productions, and we've done making this documentary. How I came into Slamboree, I was taking photos of them at Kendall Calling. Mike invited me along for the ride.
I was a fan. A lot of bands say it's about the fans, and Slamboree is actually about the fans because they really do give back. I think that's what kind of, for me, makes Slamboree stand out as a band, because I got that awesome opportunity to kind of cross over. It's really special, and I think a lot of the performers and stuff will say the same.
I'm Dan, the fan, I guess. I'm a massive Slamboree fan. See all these videos and see it and love it and fall in love with it, and then to get dragged on stage and be a part of that was just absolutely mind-blowing. It was can't even describe it. It's an incredible feeling.
It's definitely empowering. This is a show that we've played out to daytime festivals with little children there. They come up and say, "This is amazing, my little girl wants to be just like you guys." And it's hosted by a big, bad mama jamma. And I think that's another thing, though, because I'm a big girl, and I've always been a big girl. I always get a lot of ladies coming up and saying how they like the fact that I'm a fuller-figured lady, you know, running around in catsuits or whatever and rapping and singing and things. And they always say that how empowering it is to actually see that.
Throughout your time in Slamboree, audience members have felt like it's okay to grab and touch you while performing.
Yeah, I don't know why it is that people, when they go to music concerts, feel that it's acceptable to do that. Just had enough. I don't know if I wanted to be seen as a loose cannon by shouting about this kind of thing. But now, there'll be consequences now. Most definitely.
They're awesome. They're awesome. They are awesome. First saw them up in Kendall Calling. We were walking past this tent and there was a band playing with some circus performers, fire, juggling, like it was mental. I'd never seen anything like it before. Yeah. Stopped and like, what on earth is going on? What the devil is this?
I think if you're not, it's like a little bit bonkers, out, basically. Yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted, really. More so inside than when you're watching it. You can just tell by some of the ideas that Lizzie comes up with. But then again, you'd have to come and see us live, wouldn't you?
Yeah, what was it Tim Minchin said? He said a genius is a mentally ill person with an audience. That was a good one.
Where do you think you stand on that?
A nutter with a good collection of friends.
I mean, I think anyone who's seen Slamboree knows that we're absolutely mad, each and every one of us.
They're all, in their own special way, completely insane.
Well, I used to spend the evenings in my bedroom making novelty alarm clocks out of old bits of bread and other carbohydrate goods that had fallen off the shelves. And they never worked. But Father used to always say, "Ah!"
I don't think we could be able to pull off the show that we do if we weren't all a little bit mad in our own way.
Mad as a box of frogs.
I think that really sums us up as a band, actually, is how our success is down to the fact that we are this crazy bunch of people and the audience feel completely crazy and with us too when they watch us. Like, it's quite an amazing thing.
It's like a circus with the most, fantastic music. Dub Pistols are lively, don't get me wrong, but then there's Slamboree and the visual side of it is just something else, and it really is a special show.
Is there anything you can tell us about the upcoming album?
It better be good, because it's taken ages.
How long have fans been waiting?
I don't know. Not as long as I have.
The album went into production in 2012. Why do you think it's taken so long?
That's the only answer.
Mike is striving for perfection, and that's not a bad thing. And the nature of Slamboree is that we're always evolving and we're always changing, so it's hard to pinpoint and say something is finished. He's just very, very passionate about what he does, as we all are. The stage show to me is very personal, but the music to him is even more personal. Like, this is literally his heart and soul.
That's the end of that one. Let's get in there.
But without saying cheesy, it's his life work. That's a big thing.
Yeah, I keep overdoing it, and I keep redrafting, and I keep taking things back, and it's, you know, it's really pissed a lot of people off. Sorry about that.
He likes so many different things and styles and stuff, so if he's got a selection of tracks that he wants to put on the album, then he'll get caught up in something else that he really likes, and then he'll make another track like that and he'll want to put that on the album, so he'll beat something else out, and it's just been this constant progression. The managers kicked him up the bum, went, no, stop staying up till 10 in the morning just making loads and loads of tunes. Finish these. But yeah, he's done very well. He's done good.
It's slowly tamed itself into this quite sleek produced, floor filler, really nicely blended story of an album.
We've waited so long for Mike Freer to make this album because Mike Freer, in the whole of our scene, is probably the best producer for years. He's like our little Fatboy Slim, and we know it's going to be killer dilla. We love you guys.
Mike's a perfectionist. Annoyingly so.
Me finishing the debut album has been the most difficult thing, because by the time I get round to almost finishing it, I will have learned a lot more production skills, which make all the other songs sound a bit out of date. So I have to then reappraise all of the album, which is why it's taken about 7 or 8 years.
Could you go? Yeah, just want that one this time.
There's one track that we finished with called La Revolucion, and I started that in 2002, and I've still got to go back tonight and finish it, actually. I've learnt loads of different things since the last time I was about to finish the album, so it's been annoying, but this is the final hurdle now, and I'm quite confident that I've got a good consistent overall sound now with it.
It's called The Long Game, which actually took me by surprise, because Mike just came up, we were debating about the title, and Mike just went, it's called The Long Game, and we all went, yes! Yes, it is, Mike.
Maybe it should be called The Very Long Game, or The Very, Very Long Game.
We've got to draw a line somewhere, and like, there's so many things that have just been rolling on for ages, because I keep overthinking the fucking things. And it's going to be a hell of a release to get this fucking record out, because it's been hanging over me so long.
The whole process in itself has been a very long game, which is why I've called it that.
I'm really excited for other people to hear The Long Game, because it has been a long game, and it's our game. Play ball, bitches.
You've been fucking amazing. We are rehearsed, we are fucking tight, we are slick. This is where it all started in Leeds, 7 years ago. Everyone out there who's come along knows this raw shit collective that has a lot of fun. We need to show them how tight and delicious we are now. All that fucking nervous energy, you throw into the crowd. You're not tired, you're feeling fucking great. We're gonna kill this show right fucking now. Come on!
And if you live it, love it, bring the journey, take it slow, come put them on. Don't give a fuck, you feel it, let the feeling go.
Sorry, speaking. Hello, hello.
You know the programme Mastermind, where you sat in a leather chair and there's a big enforcing light on your face?
Why so red?
gender neutral. I had to do it for about 30 times.
Gender
I kept saying Gendra, like it was some kind of superhero. Gendra!
Is there anything else we haven't spoken about that you would like to talk about?
New Bon Jovi album.
What do you think of the new Bon Jovi album?
I didn't know there was one out.